Welcome to Everyday Voices, a series where I sit down with real people to talk about life, joy, and the small moments that make it all meaningful. In each conversation, you will hear from different voices, sharing reflections, stories, and thoughts that remind us of the beauty in everyday life.
All right.
Sounds good?
Yeah, hopefully that works.
Awesome.
I'll try and comfort myself to the shape of the log, which is a bit awkward for me, but probably not.
It's not too bad. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you got some questions prepared for me.
I have.
Do I need my reading glasses?
No.
You probably haven't seen me since I've had to get glasses, but I've got 2 pairs now, but yeah, these help me read.
I have seen you with glasses before.
All right.
I think so.
Not
Hi.
riding glasses, hey.
No, but I'm pretty sure last time we were here and we worked on the camera.
Oh, yeah.
You had glasses
yeah,
on.
That's right, yeah. So, hey, sit down. A bit more constrained, sorry. Drop. I'll get him to drop.
Oh, that's fine. He can.
Alright,
He
you
will
say that.
relax.
Are you going to use this footage?
Who knows? Maybe.
All right, good.
Anyway, I do have a question.
Sure.
How did we meet?
It was definitely cycling related.
I know.
Absolutely, 100%. I don't know whether it was at a race or more of a social
I cannot
biking event.
pin down a particular moment where I said, this is when I met Ben. Like, you know, this particular race or this particular party or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I do have a photo of you at a race on your old hardtail Scott bike.
Really?
And that was at JR's place.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
I don't know whether it was around then that I'd spoken to you and James,
Yeah.
because James was there as well. I
Yeah.
remember his car.
Oh, the Land Rover.
Yeah, the Land Rover. So I'd say it's around the 10-year-ish mark.
I know, right?
Yeah, because your wedding was 5 years ago, is that right? Or
Seven
Seven,
and a half
seven.
now.
yeah, okay. So it would have been at least 10 years ago we met, I reckon. I remember the other one where we did that ride out at main range area, and my friend had the accident, and you and James were helping him out. And,
Yes.
and then, yeah, I just sort of chatted to you guys a bit more then. Hey, come here, Baloo.
Oh,
Baloo.
he's like, I'm free.
Definitely, I felt like it was. I met you and James at the same time. Yeah, it was definitely like not James or you first. It was like you guys came as a package.
So for everyone wanting to know, this is Ben,
Yes, I'm Ben. Yeah.
a photographer.
Yes, I'm a photographer. Yeah, I used to do other things as well. Like I used to work in retail.
Did you?
Yeah, used to work in retail and hospitality. Did a bit of like 3 jobs at once, sort of thing. Just photography now and parenting.
Pony.
Yeah.
Not just a dog.
Yeah, not just a dog. Yeah.
So we met Ben through mountain biking, as we just established. And then when James and I got married, we had Ben there.
Yeah, you
For our
must have known I was a
photographer.
photographer somehow, and because I was doing more wedding work back then. And,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys got a very small, intimate elopement style wedding, I guess.
Yes,
And,
that's right.
and yeah, I was there to photograph it and be a guest in a way. Yeah, I felt like a
Yes.
guest.
Yes,
is
of
very
course.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely remember the hospitality that you and James provided, which is amazing. I was very appreciative of.
Yeah, I remember it was, my mum was here from Germany, my sister was here, and then Ray, James's mum, and James and I, we were in our home in the kitchen, and they were kind of all a bit busy. And the day before, we said to them, "Oh, tomorrow we're getting married." And I remember like my mom and my sister were kind of busy with the phones. I don't know, because I think we have been out for a couple of hours just catching up on notifications. And because we were saying it in English, I think they kind of just zoned out. So it was only Ray basically, you know, kind of taking it in, and she's like, "What?"
Are you joking?
You're joking, exactly. And then I had to translate it to my mum and my sister, and then it was like, we don't have anything to wear.
Yeah, put them on the spot a bit, but yeah, that's all you needed, right? For you guys, you just wanted to make it pretty simple.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Not a big deal.
yeah. I think that's the way I sort of see a wedding for myself these days. Yeah.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah.
No, same here. I don't know. I don't know how to go to the next topic,
Yeah,
but do you want to be put on the spot?
Yeah, you can put me on the spot. Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Is there something you used to believe about yourself, but don't anymore?
Look, I think I think not in the last 20 odd years, I don't think so, but in that transition state, like age of or time from going from high school to university, big change. That was like a reality check. I think that might have, been like a big step out of like what I thought I was gonna do and wanted into this is like more like the real world of like what you got to do to, you know,
Survive?
yeah,
Make money?
or like even have your dreams or wishes sort of like come true and stuff, and you're like, oh, it's not what I thought. You know what I mean? Like, I think my imagination and at the end of school was like grand and probably silly to a huge amount, but
What did you think? Our high school, what was your...
I didn't really enjoy it, and I was looking forward to it just ending so I could just get on with the things that I wanted to do. And the friends, some of the friends around me at the time didn't have a great impact on my life. But yeah, I think, as I said, like my thoughts of where I thought I was going to go just changed drastically once I started university. Because it's a bigger world. Like in a lot of ways, I think you just learn more about how what you got to do to achieve certain things that are real. So I did science at university for 3 years, and that wasn't going anywhere, so I left. And then I was spending more time doing photography related stuff as a hobby, and then thought, you know, this is far more interesting and creative and tangible for me at the time, so I deferred uni and went and did a diploma in photography. So, so that's how I started, and never went back to uni. But I guess I feel like now at my age, I'm like, well, if you look at the lifespan of a typical male, like I'm halfway through, sort of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't see myself living to 90. So
Why not?
no, I'm gonna like life's gonna be too hard by then to enjoy it, I think. So I'll be like, I'm alright. Be 90 and like just I'm done, I think. Yeah.
But I was thinking the other day, right? You're thinking about being in your 40s. Your life is halfway over, in a way, because you know if you have till
halfway through, that's what I feel like that I'm halfway through my life expectancy, sort of thing. So.
But I also think your life probably only really started when you were 20. Because all that before, you know, you couldn't really make your own choices. You couldn't choose, I want to live there, or I want to go, like, I don't know, you just had restrictions.
Yeah.
So your life with your own choices and what you think you want to do or what you did only started when you're in your 20s or so, maybe late teens, 20s.
Yeah.
So are you really halfway?
Well...
Because even if you look at the next 40 years, right? You basically have 40 years of you making decisions, of you knowing what you want to do. Maybe not. Maybe you don't know what you want to do, but at least you can make your choices and you can do things. Whereas the first 40 years were restricted. I don't know, does it make
I feel
sense?
like
You know?
up until you reach adulthood, or you kind of reach your own sort of a maturity level, things change in your life, I guess, and you sort of start taking more responsibility and committing to more things, I guess, and you're wanting different things, and that kind of, I think, happened for me a little bit later. But yeah, 'cause I definitely didn't want to leave home anytime soon. Like, it was cushy at home, and you know, it was all right. So.
Hi.
Oh, she loves the cats.
Who doesn't? Which dog doesn't love cats?
Yeah, he's a sucker for him.
And he has a dangerous tail.
Had a lot to learn. Yeah.
We all do.
So yeah.
Well, I still remember, you know, when you grow up and your parents ask you, what do you want to do? Or what do you want to do with your life? You know, I still remember my dad asking me, you know.
Yeah,
It's like,
I think it's
I don't know.
It's just a fun question that I think parents get to ask.
If you would ask me the question now, which is, you know, at least 20 years later, I can still not answer that question.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
I know.
I'm like, sometimes I think of things in a not a very direct way, or it's like a more of a indirect way, or I'll think of things to add to it like 5 minutes later.
Oh, same here.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I think I go home, you know, like I meet friends or whoever and we talk about certain things and I have an opinion or whatever.
Yeah.
But then even maybe the next day I'm like, actually,
why didn't I think of that? Or
why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Or, you know, this is actually more the correct answer to what I said yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so,
You'd
yeah.
have to revise your
Yes,
answer.
exactly. What makes you feel truly alive?
There are many things, but I do find that being outside or being adventurous and having, you know, people to share that with that are close to me, that's probably in a nutshell, like, yeah.
Well, I was thinking about this question as well. And I think sometimes depending on what mood I'm in or what situation, I could give you different answers,
yes,
you know,
for sure,
in a
yeah.
way. Because sometimes, it was about a year ago or longer when I had my bike accident and I cracked my ribs. And in a way, I felt truly alive in that misery because I couldn't, like, even sleeping at night was hurting, you know, getting up, like everything where you used your upper body to do something, you know, lifting. I couldn't even lift my bag or anything.
Yeah.
But because of that, it made me aware of how amazing we are, or the body is, when we don't have any injuries.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
how like easy it actually is for us to be alive. I don't know, it might be weird. But I think we don't appreciate it enough.
No,
We sometimes, you know, we just take it for granted that we just work.
Yeah.
You know,
it's amazing how
until
people-
something happens and we're like, hang on.
maybe some short-term sort of suffering or pain and stuff, like, you do it does kind of deliver you on the other side of, like, you know, appreciating life more and living your life more fully, maybe, or feeling it more.
Yeah.
For sure. Like,
Imagine like money and visas and everything. There's no problem, right?
yeah.
And you wouldn't need to work. Would you live here in Queensland, Brisbane? Or
No, that's pretty easy to answer. I've definitely thought about this before. I would love to still be able to live here. Home, basically, to me, feels like Brisbane. Money is not a problem, and you could just maybe do 6 months in X city and then 6 months back home, and then, or like a year in this country. Rather a place in Hobart for 6 months of, like, well, it's a bit too hot here. Just think Australia, to me, is very unique, and it just fits for me.
it is an easygoing living over here, that's for sure.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, I think so, in compared to other countries.
Yeah, I guess it would be. I just don't know.
What I noticed over here, because obviously Queensland's Sunshine State, you have a lot of sunshine,
Yeah.
obviously. And since living over here, I'm a lot less sick.
Oh,
I
is that
don't,
right?
yes. So like sometimes years go by until I have a flu, or there is something about this, you know,
So it's
I don't know.
Maybe you live your life differently a little bit over here. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
There's just different things.
It's just,
maybe?
yeah, I don't know. So whereas I do see, you know, remembering back when I was living in Germany, usually throughout the winter, once or twice or even 3 times or more or less, I was sick, you know, like properly,
Like,
you know, like
it sounds like influenza. Or
yes,
something,
exactly.
Like, yeah,
you know,
where you're
having
taking,
having
like,
a
week
flu
off
properly.
almost, yeah.
And I guess maybe it has something to do with, you know, you don't have the sunshine over there on the regular basis. You have the cold. It is dark. It is
Yeah.
a bit
yeah.
more. So I do notice that,
Oh, that's good.
but
Yeah.
I still miss the winters.
Yeah, I
Do miss a proper winter. Not a Berlin winter where I grew up. I do not want to ever go back and have a winter.
What's wrong with Berlin winter?
It's just
Good.
no snow or very rarely
Oh,
snow.
okay.
It's just a
It's
bit
just
of a
rain.
milder.
Everything's
And
wet.
when it snows, it might stay, but most of the time it doesn't. And then it's just get all this
Mucky
mush,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas if I want to have or would like to have a winter, it's a proper winter, you know, like just like snow basically.
Yeah, okay.
And just, you know,
I've
you
never experienced living in it, but yeah. My friends who lived in Chicago, they got sick of living in that because they just had too much snow shoveling.
yes,
and
yes.
Too little sunshine.
Yes,
So,
oh, probably after a couple of years, I would be like, oh my God, bring me back to, you know.
yeah.
That's where, as you said, you know, like 6 months here or 3, or whatever. But then every 2 or 3 years, you go somewhere and have a proper winter
Oh, yeah.
somewhere, and then
Yeah.
you can come back to this.
I'd like to.
You
'cause
know,
this time of year-
sunshine.
yeah, and this time of year here,
Yeah.
it's April now, that is like really nice here
Yeah.
for the next sort of 5 months. I think
Oh,
will be
yes.
really good. But yeah, I do get a bit tired of just sweating
Oh, yeah.
in summer through here.
And see,
Like, yeah, and it doesn't get easier to
when
deal
I
with.
talk to people, sorry to interrupt you there, from Germany, you know, I was like, I complain about the summer. I'm like, oh my God, the sun is out again. Oh my God, it's just so sweaty, you know. And they're like, they can't understand it. They're like, oh, I wish we
Yeah.
had this temperature. But if you have this humidity here, this dense cloud of thickness every day, you know,
Yeah,
and
even in the night.
even at night, exactly, because do you have air conditioning? You do have now,
we
right?
do, yeah.
We recently got air conditioning as well, so at least at night you
Is
can.
James unhappy about that?
No, it was actually. I think it was.
Oh.
He was actually also one of the people. Who's like, come on, let's do it. I think
Yeah,
so. That was
that's
good.
a sign of aging.
Probably.
Yeah.
But it just helps. But you know, not having air conditioning at night, and you sleep at what's the temperatures at night? 20, 22. You have
Yeah.
the
humidity
humidity.
is
It's just the humidity, the thickness. You wake up in the morning and you're just like, oh, you're not rested.
No, you don't feel.
Yeah.
You feel still tired. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't.
But I didn't feel that the first couple of years I was here.
No.
Because I came over from, you know, the seasons and the cold and everything. So the first couple of summers, I was just like, I don't know what people are complaining about, you know. But the
Yeah.
longer you are in a particular situation, the
Maybe
more.
our age has got something to do with it too. 'cause
No,
kids don't seem to complain.
It's not age.
Really? Yeah, I don't remember growing up here going, oh, it's too hot or anything. But you spend more time swimming or.
I guess so.
Using-
You have a more free
yeah.
time. You're not really working and getting things done, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it is different. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, it does get pretty oppressive.
Is there something really small, like a cup of tea or a certain smell or moment that brings you joy even when things are going great?
When things are already going great.
When they aren't?
Oh, when things aren't going great.
It's smell for me. Like when I'm a bit down or, you know, you just had a bad day or something, smell can really bring me into a better mood.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, I think a bit of quietness would be good. Yeah, maybe. Or alone time, like I just want to be.
Yes.
Or maybe if you're thinking of like you said with smell, like a breeze or like a wind. Tea is probably the next choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like, you just want to pat your dog. Like, it can be simple like that, because, I don't know. You just need to, I don't know what it is about them or
Yes.
but like, just, they're just there, and they don't have to talk to you or anything. And,
Oh yeah, it's just the presence.
Yeah, it's a few things. So tea, dog, pats, and just things outside like quietness and nature and stuff.
I'm sorry.
Hey.
I triggered it. I gave you attention. Hi.
He does this to my mum as well.
Hi. Hi. I'm sorry. That was me, my fault.
Is there any more
I
questions?
don't know. Maybe we have a bit later, but I think for now.
Thank you for being here in Everyday Voices. I hope this conversation brought something meaningful to your day. See you all in my next video.